Hey there, it's Ken, the Chary gardener. It is May, so it is late autumn or fall in Canberra. The garden is looking very different from how you would have seen it back in summer. This was full of pumpkins. They've all gone now. The tomatoes also have gone. Zucchini is basically gone. This garden has now been resown with some winter crops, so we'll see how some of these go. Some of these are things I've never grown before. So this I've never even heard of. It's called broccoletti, which sounds to me suspiciously like broccolini. I gather it should be a similar kind of vegetable. Next to it I've got spring onions. These things took ages to separate. They came in a little punnet. There was about 5 million of them. I've separated them. You can plant them really close together, so that should be a nice veggie to have over the coming months. In here, these two rows are onion seeds that have been planted. And over there are carrots. If the soil's too rocky, the carrots will split and end up quite strangely shaped and deformed. So if you want your carrots to look attractive, make sure you dig all the little rocks and stones out of the soil before you plant them. So this is our fantastic pecan chili bush, which has just been prolific. We've had so many fruit from this. It's got a very woody little trunk on it, so I'm hoping that this will grow through and survive the winter and give us another crop next year. Next to it, just down a little further, is this bull's horn pepper, which is a sweet pepper, and again that has been absolutely fantastic. I'll actually pick one from over here. We must have just had dozens of these. So they're a fantastic sweet pepper, tiny bit of heat. Thank you so much to Dave, my friend, who gave me this lovely fig tree that he grew from a cutting. So that's brilliant and very happy. And we've got a little lemon tree here in a pot, which is also doing quite well. Now this garden here had tomatoes in previously. Now the tomatoes have all died, as they do each year, and I've planted it up with some winter crop. Cauliflower here on this side, and we've got broccoli on the other side as well. So right here we have broccoli growing. Now broccoli and cauliflower that are both in this garden are from the same family, brassicas, and the brassicas are very susceptible to cabbage white butterflies and cabbage moths, and these are the little caterpillars. Now if you're wanting to have an organic garden like I'm trying to do, then one way to get rid of them is just to manually remove the things. You can see where they have been because the leaves will be kind of chopped, and these are the little caterpillars, so if you pull them off and get rid of them, my chooks actually like eating them, so if you don't find that too offensive, that's an option you can take up as well. Yeah, extremely happy with this. This is a cayenne pepper, so you can see some of the peppers on it. I'll try and put my hand in front so you can see they're quite a dark green. I grew this one from a chili that I brought back from my sister's place. Brought it back down in December, and I thought that would be too late to be planting it to get any fruit, but it's done really well. Now this is all self-seeded. Rocket is a fantastic veggie to grow. It's very, very easy to grow. It's very hardy. And this rocket is absolutely at its best now. The leaves are nice and young. They're not too peppery or chewy. The only problem is I had planted carrots in here. So the rocket has grown up and kind of smothered this. I've very cautiously, with the skilled hands of a surgeon, one might say, I have removed the rocket that was growing and choking the carrots. Hopefully we'll still get some carrots popping up in between the rocket, but I'm going to have to keep pruning and pulling that rocket out to see how that goes. But I couldn't bear to pull all the rocket out. It's just fantastic at the moment. You can see some more silver beet here. This is pretty hardy stuff, so it'll be tolerant to the frost. Alright, so this veggie bed here hasn't changed a whole lot over the last few months. We've still got the Thai basil. We've got the capsicums, which are looking pretty healthy. Oh, there's a green veggie bug, which the chooks will enjoy eating. But generally we don't get a whole lot of pests like this in Canberra because it's just not really hot enough. Got a couple of eggplant here, a little bit of coriander, some baby spinach. So it's a bit of a mishmash of different things. I've also put a whole bunch of things over here while I was away so that it would all get watered. This is sage. We've got some fennel here, some yarrow down here. Now there's a few things like this that I'm hoping will make it through the winter, so I'm going to have to put them somewhere where they can be protected from the frost. But that's one. Another here is this great pot of lemongrass, which is just such a great herb for cooking. You can make tea out of it as well. Now if you're growing things in pots, one of the keys is getting the right size pot for your plants. Now this I bought just recently, it's a gardenia, absolutely gorgeous perfume. This pot to me looks a bit small for this plant. I tend to look at the size of the crown of the plant, and that, as a rough guide, should tell you how big the root system is. I would suggest the roots were probably bursting out of this pot. So I'm going to transfer this into this bigger pot. Meanwhile, I've got a parsley plant that's popped up itself in here. I don't want to just throw that away, but that doesn't need to be in a huge pot. I'm going to pop that into this smaller pot. Listen, enjoy your gardening. Right now in Canberra, it is, I think, about 15-16 degrees Celsius. It is beautiful and sunny. We had some great rain yesterday, so the garden is really doing well. It's a fantastic day to get out in the garden and get your hands. Time also to get into the autumn leaves, rake them up and throw them onto the compost. Enjoy your gardening and stay tuned. We'll be in touch next month with a further update.